This is the bridge we all have to go through. And I'm gonna talk in a moment what this really means. Now, or we have an alternative, and we could potentially go down here. I'm standing here on a very ancient bridge, crossing a deep gully, which frankly looks quite scary. In many ways, this is what we are challenged to do in the world. We are challenged to cross the bridge. What is the bridge? The bridge is to be honest with ourselves and to awaken to our own shadow. There is much talk about the awakening, there's much talk about this new age which is dawning, but there's very little talk about that actually we have to do this ourselves. It's not just going to happen by itself. What is happening by itself is that the untruth, the lies, the deceit, the betrayals will be exposed. One of the most recent examples is Zen Gardner, who portrayed himself as being one of the leaders of this new truth movement. And just recently he confessed that actually he was one of the leaders of probably one of the worst pedophile, abusive cults. He worked himself up to be a leader over 27 years. And yet he speaks about love, that we're all one. He talks against the psychopath. Carl Gustav Jung is one of the people who has very much devoted himself to the subject of the shadow. He said that if someone doesn't work with his shadow, over time he will lose the capacity to work with his shadow. He thinks he has no shadow. When we deny ourselves from being conscious of what is truly in us, our wounds, our unhealed wounds, our shadow, then we live and project simply from that other part of ourselves. We then think we are perfect or what we do is good. Most of those psychopaths in some way or another actually thought they're doing the right thing, that what they're doing is good, because they were not open or not able to feel the truth in themselves. This bridge, which can lead us into this new age, this new world, we can only walk this bridge across this deep gully, which in a way represents the chaos in the world, the darkness in the world, the cruelty and the destruction in the world. We can only walk across this deep gully if we truly work from our heart. Now, many people speak about love and light, even Zen did. Zen, of course, is not his real name is Don. Zen Gardner is a very clever name, and he's a very clever man. Actually, he was the image consultant for this cult, trying to portray it as positively as he could. And he did portray himself as positively as he could. And hundreds of thousands of people, in a way, fell for what he was portraying. You know, why can a lot of people not see the truth in people? Why do they then get disappointed in relationships, disappointed in Obama, for example, who was building his campaign on the subject of hope for a better future, hope for change, hope for peace, and yet he's done the very, very opposite. I'm not saying that another president would have been better, because most likely most of those recent ones have been very wounded personalities. I believe that all the problems in the world we see today, the wars, the injustice, the poverty, is a result of the people in power being wounded. They have not crossed this bridge. They're still standing in this world of destruction, of woundedness. When we are wounded, we end up wounding others. Sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. When we are wounded, we cannot see the truth. We cannot feel the truth. And in fact, the truth cannot be seen. The truth cannot be known in the mind. The only way that we can see the truth is through our feeling heart. And while our heart is still wounded, again, we cannot truly see the truth. So our work, really our core work, our most important work, is to feel the truth in our own heart and life. We must awaken to what is in ourselves. Not so much about awakening to what everybody else is doing wrong. Like Jesus said, why point out the splinter in the eye of another if you yourself have got a beam in your eye, so you can't actually see clearly? And how many times have people been disappointed? They follow one guru, one spiritual leader, one president, only to realize years later, or even a partner. How many people have been, in a way, partly blindly, been with a partner who then proves to be somebody else? We have projected from our own wanting to see the part of us which is in our mind, and not the part of us which is truly feeling in our heart. In order to cross this bridge, we must feel the truth. We must work on healing the truth in our heart and in our life. That is the work which does not end, because we can always go deeper in this work. The more we do this work, the more we can then feel the truth, not only in ourselves, but in other people. We do not just judge the words, or we're being attracted by the words, or the action, but we can feel what's on the inside of this person. I said to Jamie about a year ago, when I first saw a picture of Zen with his sunglasses and his cowboy hat, I said, this man is running away from something in America, and he's hiding something. I thought maybe it's taxes, but maybe it's something worse. Well, now the truth has been revealed, and it's something much, much worse. So if you want to read about this, just Google Zen garden and cult, and you'll come to some very blunt and frankly traumatizing articles about what this cult was doing with little girls and boys from the ages of 3 to 10, as young as that. Anyway, it's absolutely disgusting, it's absolutely shocking, and I'm frankly still traumatized myself. Not that I was sexually abused or have been involved with this, but just that millions of people can blindly follow someone like him, who is very articulate, very good with words, very good with the spoken word. And because people haven't truly done their own healing, they cannot feel the truth. They cannot see the truth. We will not be part of this new world, a world which is based on the heart, on community, on true love, not saying love or thinking love, but being love, feeling love. And we can only grow in love when we have the courage and the honesty to take responsibility for what is in us. This is not a bad thing. This is actually why we're here. The earth is a place where we can come to experience a wide spectrum of emotions and feelings. Not only love, maybe Venus, you just go there and you experience love. Okay, that's nice, but what is really love? You know, I used to say, if love is a color orange, say, and we only know this color orange, how do we really know what love is? We don't. We kind of have an understanding of what it is. And so we come to the earth to experience a wide raft of what love is not. How does it feel when we get disconnected from love? When we get disappointed, when we are not seen, not heard, not supported? We get hurt. When we get hurt, we come into fear. We come into our mind. We can come into our ego. We try to control things in our life. We try to control the people in our life. We try to be happy. We have our own distractions and things we have so that we feel better. But it doesn't mean we are truly connected with what longs for healing and love in our own heart and life. To me, this is the work. There is no other more important work. The work in ourselves. Fortunately, unfortunately for some, there is the law of the universe, karma. We create what we will experience, what we will share, based on the work we do in ourselves, based on what we share and feel and do and think. But the main work is that we take responsibility for what we are feeling. If I'm angry, frustrated, hurt, feel helpless, feel overwhelmed, feel betrayed, let me feel this and go back into my own life, my earlier life, where I felt like this. And there's my work. I need to forgive. When Jesus was asked, how many times do we have to forgive? 70 times? He said 70 times 70 times, 4,900 times. Now that is a lot of forgiveness. If we did forgive the 4,900 hurtful experiences in our life, we'd be in pretty good shape. We would be able to heal a lot in ourselves. It's not just about blind forgiveness. Oh yes, that's okay. He hurt me, he raped me, he beat me up. But we have to come to a place of compassion and love. In order to do that, what is very helpful if we look at this life not just from a human perspective, but from a soul perspective. What if I, on a soul level, have chosen, with the aid of my guides, my spiritual elders, my spiritual family, I have chosen to come back, maybe to learn something I haven't learned in the past. So I experience hurtful experiences, for example, similar to the ones of my dad, who hurt me. Why did he hurt me? Because he was wounded. Why was he wounded? Because his parents were wounded. Why were they wounded? Because their parents were wounded. This is the time to walk across this bridge. This is the time to truly embrace our own inner work. Let's stop with all the distractions, with all the things we do to feel better. Let's truly embrace what is in us, in our heart and in our life. And let's truly start to work at some of the core emotions and experiences in our own heart and life, and work them towards feeling compassion, understanding, and love for those people who on a soul level have facilitated those experiences, so that we can go deeper, so that we can experience hurt and sadness and anger and frustration and feeling helpless. And then with a soul understanding, a soul perspective, and through working in our heart, come to feel more love and compassion. And through our own experience, gather more soul wisdom. Nobody can give us wisdom. And many people who are quoting wisdom from others, in truth, have not gone through the experience themselves, which has led to this wisdom. Knowledge is one thing. Knowledge in many ways takes us away from feeling. It takes us away from actually doing this work. We don't need to know, we need to feel. And we can only feel in our heart. For this we also have to be in our body, we have to be grounded to the earth, we have to be centered in our solar plexus, which is the center of our self and our emotions, and we have to be in our heart and feel. Our subtle sacred sadness, as I said many times before, is one of the doors to connect with our heart. When we feel sad, this is a longing for love, this is a longing for forgiveness, this is a longing to do this work. So let's listen and feel this subtle sacred sadness. Follow it to where we have not completed this work in this life with some of the core people such as our father and our mother. Relationships are all connected to those early experiences, and we can say, well, that they're not important and I want to let them go, I want to let the past go. Doesn't work. The past is in us right now, right here. Maybe I can prevent myself from feeling this, from being aware of this, but it doesn't mean it's not there. So let's not, to say in the words of Gustav Jung, let's not lose our shadow. Let's connect with this main work and have the courage to start to walk over this bridge and truly heal, feel the truth in ourselves and transform it to love and compassion, and make conscious choices in harmony with our heart, not from our mind, to create a sacred life in harmony with the good of all people and Mother Earth. So let's walk over this bridge together. And if you'd like some help with this, then let me know. This is my work. I intuitively feel what people carry in their heart, which they long to heal. I can feel the shadow. I do not work with the mind. I connect with the heart of people. And just as I felt it with Sam Gardner or Don, I'm feeling it with many people. I don't judge people. I believe everybody is longing to, in the end, walk over this bridge and to truly heal and feel love and compassion and to share a life in harmony with the love and the heart of all people and all of creation. So let's walk over this bridge together. So be it. Lots of love. As a side note, I'd just like to say that Zen and many others are, of course, helping us on a soul level to realize how important this inner work is, so that we can more and more recognize the truth in ourselves as well as in others. If you'd like to do some of this work or order a copy of my book Sacred Journey, please write to www.dreamturtle.com. Thank you and lots of love.